Late in the game, one possession I'm thinking about in particular, it was a quick Clay 3 out to a quick Wiggins 3, missed both. But just generally, what did you think shot selection-wise overall tonight? I think you guys took 53s and then, down the stretch.
We took some bad ones, but I didn't think shot selection was the problem. We're always going to be aggressive, and sometimes we're going to take some quick ones. That's part of who we are, and that's okay. We got great shooters, and I trust those guys. The issue was the offensive boards. They had 17 of them, a lot of them in the second half when we had built that 10-point lead, and that allowed their shooters to get open. Late third, they made their run. They had, I think they got several buckets off of offensive boards, and that really hurt our momentum.
Obviously, Fox got going there.
I'm sorry?
De'Aaron Fox got going there.
Yeah.
Was there something that you schematically that you tried that just didn't work, or was it just him being able to get shots when it went?
No, he was great. He made 4 threes in the second half, and he's one of those guys. If he's gonna shoot threes like that, it's going to be a tough night because I think he's 32% for the season, and so you have to play the odds. You can't, especially with all the shooting they have on the floor. So he made some big ones. You give him some credit. I don't think that I'm going to look at that and say, well, that was something we could have done differently. I look more at Malik Monk getting 14 free throws. That's a huge killer for us. Fox is a great player. He's an all-star. He's going to do his thing. But we did not do the job on Monk or Lyles. We had a couple of transition breakdowns in the first half where I know Lyles got a wide-open 3, his first one, and that can't happen. You can't give a shooter a wide-open look with a breakdown because now a guy like that makes one, and the next one is much more likely to go in. So, those two guys off the bench, they combined for 48 points and the 17 offensive boards. Those are the things I look at.
Steve, how would you assess how Andrew looked in his first game back?
Wiggs was great. So awesome to have him back. We're whole with him out there. Our team makes sense with Wiggs back. I thought he looked really good. I thought he first half he was amazing. Second half he maybe wore down a little bit, which is to be expected. Given that he hasn't played in a game in over 2 months. But he was fantastic. It was wonderful to have him back.
Steve, did you plan to play him this much, or did he just earn those minutes, closing both halves, closing the game? And obviously the ball found him at the end, and he did not make his shots. Are you fine with those shots being taken?
Yeah, we'll take that shot all day long. Left corner, 3, that's his spot. But that was the plan, to go in, have him finish every quarter with 6 or 7 minutes, and then rest at the top of every quarter, and get to 25, 28 minutes. I think he was at 28 something. So that was kind of what the plan was. I thought he played great. 4 block shots. He's so dynamic defensively. But again, comes down to rebounding. 17 offensive boards is tough in a playoff game to win when your opponent gets 8 more field goal attempts. I think maybe 9. No, it was 8 more tonight, and that was a direct result of the offensive boards.
Seems like Wiggs' instincts were right there. I mean, he was cutting without the ball.
Yeah.
I'm curious, that part of his game, and I saw you talk to him right after the final buzzer. I mean, was that just encouragement, I assume?
I just told him how happy I was to have him back. I mean, again, he's such a big part of our team. He's so important for us, and most importantly, we love having him back in our locker room, competing with him, and he's been through a lot, and we're just so happy that he's out on the court playing again, and gives him a little bit of a refuge, being on the court and being with his guys. So it's great to be back in the fight. I mean, I know we came up short, but it's a great game. We're thrilled to be back here in the playoffs, and have a shot to repeat and do what we want to do. That's all we can ask for. But we're obviously playing against a hell of a team, and we got to clean some things up and do better in game 2.
Steve, I have 2 questions for you. The first, you guys struggled a bit more when Steph was not on the court. So what did you see in those Steph less minutes that needs to improve for game 2?
Well, when he went out late third, that's when we gave up the flurry of offensive boards. So, you're always more vulnerable when Steph is on the bench, just because he's not out there to protect you with a couple of buckets or whatever. So we have to be more solid as a team in general, but especially when he's off the floor.
And then secondly, you guys did a good job at limiting Sabonis for majority of the night. What did you see from the defense on him?
Yeah, I thought our guys did a good job. Forced him into some tough shots, and we did some good things, but not enough to win the game. So we got to clean up a few things and get back at it.
Along those lines, Looney's really kind of sagging back off him.
I'm sorry?
Looney's kind of sagging back off of him. How okay, I guess, are you with him, shooting jumpers if he wants to shoot jumpers?
Yeah, when you play these guys, obviously the dribble handoff game is one of the big 2 threats. It's Fox and pick and roll, and Sabonis and dribble handoffs. So you've got to handle those things the best way you can, and we'll look at the tape and see if there's something we want to do differently. But all in all, to come out here, 10-point lead in the second half, did plenty of good things, had a chance to win at the end. I think we're in a pretty good place, but we just couldn't complete the game tonight. But 7-game series, so we'll bounce back.
Hey, Coach, a couple things. One, Draymond played 33 minutes tonight. We saw him go back into the tunnel at one point in the fourth. Was there an issue there with him that normally would be playing, I think, high 30s in the playoffs? No issue. Just Draymond was great out there. So I didn't even know he was in the tunnel. So I just talked to him after the game. He was great, and everybody's in good spirits. So sometimes a few minutes less. I know you guys can nitpick that stuff, but it's he played well, and he was out there for some good stretches, and we'll bounce back. And then the second point, the Steph Draymond pick and roll, it's been a staple for you guys at the end of games for a while. Only ran it, I think, one time I counted tonight in the last 5 minutes or so. Any particular reason for that?
Well, they played a lot of box and one tonight, so they tried to disrupt, some of the pick and roll game, and so that forced us to do some other things. But that's all part of it. So we'll look at the tape, and if that's something we need to do more of, then we'll do more of that.
You mentioned Monk's 14 free throws. Why do you think? Why did he get to the line so much?
I didn't think we were in tune with him early. He got free on several dribble handoffs, got downhill on us, and attacked the rim. And so we've got to do a better job, especially in the first half.
Steve, much was made of Sacramento's inexperience in the postseason. What did you see in the fourth quarter and closing time of a game like this from them?
They did a good job. They won the game. So they beat us by 2 in the fourth quarter. That was in the end we lose by 3. They played well.
Thank you, Draymond.